Well, hello friends, Petersvich here. Welcome back to some Hearthstone with some Evolve Shaman. Why? Well, because it's a little bit of a fun deck and I figured why not let's have a little bit of fun with a deck that is supposed to be a little bit of the off-meta variety and still have quite a bit of power right now. This is a super scary opening that we have, and one of the good things, one of the reasons why I guess I'm not too worried, I mean I'm worried about the opening that we're having here, let's not kid ourselves, but we do have some options. We can Flame Tongue in here a little bit. It's obviously not great, and so this deck does run Devolve, one Hex. This is maybe not the ideal deck list, and definitely not the deck list that I found of this deck. But it is a deck list, and we're gonna hero power before we trade here because we want taunt. I think at this point, spell power is also a thing. 3 and 2 doesn't matter. We'll just do. Yeah, we'll do the trades this way so that I'm only taking 2 more damage this turn, so that I can now trade out here, and then if the totem lives, which I doubt that it will. Well, then we have some options for continuing to trade off these little guys, and that's okay as well. We do run 2 Bloodsail Corsairs in this deck. One for the Evolve value, the fact that it's 1 mana. Oh my goodness. And then 1 because we're just going to be able to do annoying things like this. And take out that weapon for a whole ton of value. We're also going to play Stonehill Defender right now for more value. We will take, we could take the healing, but we're going to take Thing from Below. We'll hero power one more time, and we are going to trade this off. I don't know that these Murloc Paladins are really running a whole ton of Equality Consecrate. It is possible we get Equality Consecrated. Single Consecrate's really not the end of the world for us. That's for sure. This is not a bad turn for us at all. And we also have Primal Fin Totem, which allows us to do Primal Fin things, but I kind of really want to get a Ms. Aya out. And because we just got hit with a Consecrate, I am going to play one of our Things from Below, just to go ahead and throw out a whole bunch of power. This game may not end up with Evolve, but I do love the idea of having a whole bunch of power. That's a little bit annoying to lose one of these guys, but now it's a really good thing that we have our 5/5 out. And of course, one of the big win conditions of this deck is going to be Dopplegangster into Evolve, which we're not going to be able to do right now. We definitely want a healing. Oh, we don't have lethal, do we? 3, 6, 9. 9 plus 6 is only 15. We're going to play around a second Consecrate by keeping Aya at 3. And we will go ahead and discover Sunwalker, because Sunwalker is kind of awesome. And we're still not going to be quite at lethal, so we're going to go ahead and avoid playing our Primal Fin Totem, because that would definitely guarantee, I mean, this would warrant Equality Consecrate anyways. And maybe we should have done it simply so that we could, you know, assuming Tyrion comes down, and I'm expecting this deck, the fact that we saw that Stampeding Kodo, get some Stampeding Kodo value, maybe this is a little more mid-rangey. Yeah, we decided to put our faith in the light here a little bit. Having the Primal Fin would have been good, just because we would have had that extra 1/1 to ping in here. Do we want to do anything first? I think this is going to be okay. If we roll Spell Power, we're laughing. Not actually laughing now. I'm happy punching these in. And then, how close to lethal are we? It'd be 3, 6, 9, 12, way lethal. I'm going to hold back on the Thing from Below. Maybe we don't need to at this point because we also have Dopplegangster and the Jade Lightning. So this deck does run a little heavier on the Jades. We do have one extra Jade Spirit. Where's my mouse and where you can see it? The Jade Spirit here, which isn't in the deck list that I originally saw. This, I mean, if they get taunts, I guess it's a thing, but we're still going to blast them. Divine Shield is not going to do anything. I think we still win here. That's 4 extra damage, but that's just simply a well played. And the thing about this is that, I mean, you know, what we saw here wasn't even any sort of... And our opponent conceded, and that's fine. There wasn't any sort of evolve value. This was just a classic Jade Shaman deck that did well, regardless of the fact that we're running Dopplegangster and Evolve. So maybe it's not that this deck is great because of Evolve and Dopplegangster, but that just seems to be an extra win condition that we're able to fit in because this deck is already so powerful. Okay, and we got ourselves a little bit of a Pirate Warrior, which I think this deck should still do well against. I'm not too worried. I mean, I'm a little worried, but I think because we're just going to Maelstrom Portal these ones down. Hopefully we get something more than one attack. Oh my goodness, is this 2 games in a row we got Destroy a Murloc? Is Blizzard trying to tell us something here that we don't really know about? I don't know, but that's a really A-okay with me. Getting the 2 health minion here. Maybe being able to do a little bit of trade action. War Axe for our opponent. I'm not bothered. That's really good for us, I think, using up a 3-hole damage. Maybe that means our opponent is playing more of a mid-rangey style a warrior deck. Oh, and we have options. Do we want to get Thing from Below or Alakir? Even Dread Corsair could be played next turn on the coin, or no, not without the coin. So that could be a whole bunch of value on the next turn, which I know might seem silly, but honestly might not be the worst thing to do, as much as I would love to take these other minions. And the fact that our opponent traded, maybe that tells us that they aren't really as aggressive as that N'Zoth's first mate into patches would tell us. But I still think I'm going to take this ridiculous play. I think that might seem silly, but if it ends up being aggro, this is going to be the better play. Because that means next turn we're going to be able to trade into almost anything that comes down. How does this work now? No, we'll do it this way. I'm okay with this. We'll do this. We got our patches coming out. And we're going to throw out a bunch more here. And we still have a decently sized board and a decently sized hand in the fact that we're able to Blood Mage and Maelstrom Portal. And then maybe pick up some top decking of the Jade Lightnings. Our opponents used a lot of resources simply clearing our minions and things like that. This has to go face now because that's just really, really good value for our opponent. I think we really want a hero power, or we could totem. I think we Mana Tide. I think we'll Mana Tide and we'll burn a couple of these guys, unfortunately. And this gets the nice draw chain going and helps enable the Thing from Below. Evolve right now isn't necessarily that great of a thing for us to have, but next turn having a 5/5 taunt is hopefully going to be very, very good. And we still do have 2 Bloodsail Corsairs in this deck, which again can, well, at least we hope can do great, great things. 4 attack, 8 attack, that's a lot of attack coming right into face. So we're going to be down to 10, no healing in deck, but we have already seen 1 Mortal Strike. So if we're able to keep up a little bit of these taunters, will be okay, but obviously there's no guarantee that's going to happen. Our opponent could be sitting with, our opponent's held both of these cards for a long time, so these could just be big slow cards that they're trying to avoid playing, or they could even just be a Leroy trying to like set up that lethal, that 2-turn lethal, which I don't know if there we go, that's one of them. That was a slow card, right? Double weapons. Oh, double weapons into concede. I'm okay with that. So we just do Thalnos into spell power. That's not spell power. How do we have to trade one of these off so we get value from this, right? Doesn't matter which one. We'll do this one, even though it doesn't really matter. Taking them all out. And we'll just go ahead. Do we want to evolve now? No, because we want that taunter. This taunt is way more powerful right now than setting up a super cool evolve. And again, this really just goes down to the fact that, look, Shaman has really good... Hey, we called the Leroy. No Leroy value for us, but there could be really scary weapon things happening. Stonehill Defender is not going to be as... Oh, we could evolve first, couldn't we? Like, we could attack in. The only scary thing is we have so many 1-drops. There is... how much is the percentage chance of actually getting hit with a Doomsayer? Let's live a little. Oh, yeah, that's game over, right? Like, we don't even need to play... It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter at all. This is game over. Okay, that was, yeah, and you know what? That does show the value of Evolve. Look at all those 2 and 3 drops that were just crazy there. I love it. Let's keep going. Yeah, we want this guy. Let's go. Okay, so we got ourselves a little bit of a problem here, which I'm expecting this to be some sort of secret burn mage, which has become incredibly popular over the past 24 hours. I think there were some tournaments this past weekend type of thing, and people got all excited, and some people did really, really well with this deck, and deservedly so. This deck has gained some popularity. I plan on probably playing this deck. At this point, it's going to be later in the week. I don't know when I'll have time to make it happen, but I will make it happen. This burn secret mage that we're talking about right now. So this is nice. We kind of get this free trade in here. I do kind of want to go Primal Fin Totem right now, to be honest with you. As silly as that may seem, I feel like that might be the play I want. The issue is, of course, our opponent gets a free kill here. We could also Maelstrom Portal to clear the board, and I'm not sure if that's the worst thing. And I'm not sure that it is the worst thing, to be honest with you. And it's weird that I'm taking so much time to think about this, but I think this can be a very deciding turn. Like, if we decide to leave our opponent up with anything or not. And I'm not sure how we get better value with Maelstrom Portal than what we're just doing here. There's no way we get... Yeah. If it has 2 or more attack, draw a card. We can actually... No, we can buff this with Flame Tongue Totem if it stays alive. So the issue is our opponent has a whole bunch of cards, a whole bunch of stuff going on here. We can't afford to... Potion of, or Mirror Entity that. So we're going to go ahead and Mirror Entity the Totem. It's not Mirror Entity. We'll go ahead and hit him with that Vape. Not Vape Nation. We are still probably looking at then Ice Block or a Counterspell. I think a lot of these decks are running Counterspell. Some do run Spellbender, which is going to be scary for the Evolve Bloodlust shenanigans that we're hoping to get up to later on in the game to win. But of course, I don't think we're planning on Bloodlusting this coming turn. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18. Not quite enough. Setting our opponent at 9 would be cool. But I don't think that's really going to be a winning game plan. And because we know we're not going to get countered, we can just throw out Aya and not feel bad. Opponent's going face. Let's go, friends. I mean, this is what we expected our opponent to do. It's that pseudo burn. That's a really, really kind of gutsy play, to be honest, I think. Very, this is the not pseudo, but it is a hybrid burn secret deck. We can get a lot of evolve value this turn. And maybe that's the best thing for us to do. Maybe that's honestly how we win. Because our opponent's still... I mean, if they coin out Blizzard, we're in trouble. But I'm going to go ahead and hope. And if that happens, we can still lose to a big sweep anyways. So that's okay. I mean, we had to expect there would be that to potentially happen regardless. And this just means we do get to keep our draw. We do lose a little bit of value, obviously, with the Primal Fin. But that's potentially okay. Is that the coin? Coin into Blizzard? Yeah, we knew that was potentially going to happen. Which now could honestly be a horrible thing simply because our opponent can... Oh, no more trades there. Dopplegangster not doing Dopplegangster things. We do get 2 draws off of the Mana Tide, which at the end of the day, if our opponent's just drawing Fireballs and Frostbolts, it might not even matter. But we do have a nice big juicy Aya on board that we can hope to do more Aya things with. This is not good that our opponent has a nice big hand right now, but it is good that our opponent had to go slow here. Attack ping. Again, not the worst thing in the world for us. Our Jades are nice and big, which is good to see. Oh, secret costing 0. That's a little annoying. Let's just say that. We can go ahead for some hero power of value. Hey, healing's cool. What can we possibly do here? I don't want to give our opponent draw. I can't afford to give our opponent... I mean, they only get 1, 2, 2, right? But unless we evolve, this is going to be no good. I guess I should have checked for this one first, right? Guess I can give our opponent that. We're going to have to go ahead and hang on to this one. Draw, that's good. That should be nice and cheap now, right? 2, that's pretty cheap. 2 mana is a cheap amount of mana. We, again, obviously can just get wiped off. That's okay. Opponents using their turns. Oh, my goodness. What are we going to do? We're going to throw out another big minion. This is just going to eat a Firelands portal, which is going to be a problem. Do we want to play the Thalnos? No, I think we need to hang on to that Thalnos. So the plan is to expect this to be some sort of... I'm still expecting Counterspell over Ice Block, to be honest. And this is going to eat a Firelands portal, right? Yeah, we expected that. Oh, that's actually awful for us now, isn't it? Let's do this. Way too much Maelstrom portal. Uh-oh. Is this going to be Spellbender then? No. Let's push a little bit of face damage then. This is going to be Ice Block for sure. Is there anything that I've missed? We've played minions, we've attacked, we've played targeted spells. Alex Straza, that's going to be Ice Block. So the issue is we don't have healing to get out of this. We can pop the Ice Block, right? Like we can pop that block. But I think we still die, right? Like, Fireball, Frostbolt still kills us. Didn't Blizzard want this combo out of the game? Oh, no. How do we do this? 2 more, and then into some 5-age. 8. I mean, we'll just... yeah, I mean, we have to get rid of Alex every time, right? It's too bad we didn't have enough on board to also pop, but there's nothing we can do, and that's honestly the real power of our opponent's deck, right? Like they were able to set up that super powerful, you know, they were able to set up that Ice Block, having burn, then they throw down Alex, not caring what happens for a full turn, knowing how hard it would be for us to both pop the block and also kill Alex, right? Like they knew it would be a big challenge for us to do that. So even at this point in the game, I mean, they're still 2 turns away because we weren't able to do both of those things on that one turn. And now one of our win conditions, that big Bloodlust Surprise, is gone. I wonder actually how much did that counterspell hurt us now? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is this? Oh my goodness. That's going to be a huge fireball. Oh my goodness, I am on fire. Can I have something awesome right now? Whew. I wish we had more AoE right now. If this is fireball, we lose anyways. Who are we gonna leave up? Okay, so this is gonna go into here. Again, we can't pop. And that's the crazy thing here, right? Like we can't just pop our opponent's Ice Block. Oh, we can't even come close to clearing the board. We needed a Flame Tongue. We burned our Maelstrom portals, but maybe, I don't know, maybe that first turn was the wrong thing to do, right? Like we could have played this out earlier. Okay, let's think here. We can't afford. We know that has to be Ice Block, right? I have been paying attention now. We got to get rid of this. This draws our opponent. That's the scary thing, right? No, we want to do this. We need to do that. Do we want to do the 1 damage here? There we go. That's a taunter. That'll help us out now, right? Still 2 turns off. 3 cards in hand. We definitely expect to get burned out here. Fireball does it. Oh, Pyroblast. That's a little bit super lethal. The only way we heal out of that is if we were running an elemental deck, right, and had Calamos. And even then, it's going to be a pretty close call, I'd say. But that's okay. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. 3 pretty fun, quick games with Evolve Shaman. Getting no value, getting a pretty cool Evolve, and then Evolve getting counterspelled and getting blown out of the water with another very strong off-meta deck against this Mage burn deck, which is going to become very heavy in the meta if it isn't already been accepted as very powerful. That's going to be it for me, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you haven't already, might as well hit that big old red subscribe button if you made it this far in the videos. Keep your stick on the ice.